What's going on, everybody? This is Steve from AltCoin Buzz, and today amongst this sea of green we're going to talk to you about what is going on with QTUM. You may have seen a video that Jeff did about QTUM on November 16th talking about how it is potentially one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies on the market at that time. Well, it seems like today, in the last few days, QTUM has made quite a run. Today in particular becoming one of the top earners on the entire exchange with about 140% gains. Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. We're going to dive into what just happened to QTUM and explain what's driving that demand, what's driving that moonshot of value increase there, and what is QTUM on a surface level at the very least. So that way you guys have an understanding of why this coin has virtually come out of nowhere and brought itself nearing the 3-figure mark, as it's probably going to close in on $100. You know, it's surpassed its all-time high and it's heading on its way to uncharted territories for QTUM. It may not be a good time to buy it. Then again, once you learn a little bit more about it, maybe this is something that is worth getting into for a long haul type of investment, because some of the things that it's capable of doing really do seem like a game changer in the cryptocurrency space. But let's see right when it started. On the 11th, so we're about 1 week into this massive run, the price shot from around $12, give or take, all the way up to today where we're sitting at a $70+ coin. Massive, like 7x gains, 6x gains. You know, you could expect some people to take profit. You can see here that people certainly did after the 16th, but today became a buying opportunity and people jumped all over it. And there's a few key things out there in the news. That Q keeps creeping up on me, damn QTUM. And let's take a look at it. But if you're looking to get into it and make that investment, it's on quite a few exchanges. You can get out on BitThumb, Bittrex, Binance, you know, quite a few more that you'll see here. So, you know, obviously if it was on less exchanges, it probably would have a lower price, but the list goes on and on and on, and you can see the currencies that are dumping into it, of which we've got a lot of investment from the Korean won and from Bitcoin. So shouldn't be too much of a surprise to everybody that the Korean won is making an investment, because we've been seeing a massive price injection from our Asian partners over there in South Korea, of which there's a lot of speculation that they may be placing investments as brokers for those in Asia that don't currently have access to the cryptocurrency markets. So, you know, a lot of potential wealth over there in Asia just getting dumped into the cryptocurrency space in general, as we've hit an all-time high. I mean, I don't know what part of $630 billion of market capital, how much higher it's been than that. It would have had to have been today, because today is certainly a landmark. And Bitcoin is finally losing some of its threshold, nearing the 50% mark again, where these 1,368 other cryptocurrencies are nearly reaching the market capitalization of that one Bitcoin current coin. So crazy. So let's dive in. There's a few things in the news on what's driving QTUM. First and foremost, tomorrow, so this is going to be taking place in Geneva, we've got Patrick Dye, who's the co-founder of QTUM, is going to be attending the 2017 Internet Governments Forum as a speaker and resource. And so that will be taking place tomorrow, which could be one of the key drivers of what's catapulting QTUM up to its sky-high values. It would be interesting to see tomorrow during that event if the price soars even higher, or if that takes us to a plateau of which it now sits into its comfortable resting place around the $70 mark. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but it's safe to say there's still quite a bit more hype left in it. Here's another mention. So this is from Cointelegraph. It says that QTUM's appeal to the Internet of Things comes out of a proof-of-stake design and QTUM's ability to execute smart contracts from Light clients and their Lightning Network and x86 virtual machine, which are in the works. A lot of big terms there, but we're going to break some of that down here into our next discussion. So we've talked about It's massive growth over the last few days. Some of the markets you can pick it up on, and some of the stuff driving the news. There are some other interesting things going on. It seems to be related to this VView ICO that's taking place, also on the Trusted IoT Alliance. So there's a lot of newsworthy mentions about QTUM and its technology, and its teams certainly seems to be deeply embedded and dedicated to its work. So they're a very active team, not just on social media, but out there in the crypto sphere. So if you're looking for a job, you want to be a part of this bang up team, they are currently hiring. So go ahead and send your resumes. That's top mention on their website. So QTUM is kind of like a supercomputing program, but they're looking at turning the blockchain into a everyday business application, of which mainstream businesses will be able to build mobile-friendly applications and software that are based on blockchain. But QTUM itself is a hybrid that's born on the backbone of the Bitcoin Core platform. So it's banking on that security of the Bitcoin Core code base. And then it's been enhanced with smart contracts that are very similar to Ethereum. So taking the best of both worlds of Bitcoin and Ethereum, two of the big players in the cryptocurrency space, and then building in compatibility with some of the most important and most relevant upcoming improvements to cryptocurrency that will help speed up the computation and make mining a little bit more fair for a lot of people. So first and foremost, we've got the fact that it is built for a proof of stake system, as we heard mentioned during one of those press releases we just read. And the way that works is that currently proof of work is the standard concept when it comes to mining a coin. And proof of work really means to the victor goes the spoils. So to the first person who solves the complex calculations first in a block receives the reward for that completely. So everyone else who did the computations during that time frame that was competing against them gets no financial reward. And some might say that's not fair. Some might say that's the way to go, but it really seems to be that either those who have joined really large mining pools or those that have a massive amount of equipment at their disposal are most prepared to solve those blocks and therefore reap the rewards. So creates a very high barrier of entry outside of having mining pools of which take fees and stuff from you. It creates a high level of competition, and it's also can be very slow because you have a lot of people competing against the same line of block. Might not sound that that intelligent to have so many different people trying to solve the same problem, but that's kind of what gives us so many witnesses there. Proof of stake generates new blocks of code based upon who holds the most amount of currency of that type. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to see any financial reward for it. What's actually going to happen is that the miners who solve the complex calculations will be given a proportionate amount of reward based upon the amount of work that they do. You'd think that'd be proof of work, but that's called proof of stake, because the stakeholder is the person who generates the coin, which is determined upon basically their net wealth within that coin. So the miners are going to get the transaction fees. So it's a little bit more fair that everyone doing the work is going to receive some amount of compensation for doing the mining. And that becomes less costly overall for somebody to be entering the mining business, so to speak. So we have proof of stake. Then we have segregated witness, which is an upcoming technology that's going to remove the signatures from the blockchain and make it so that we could fit more transactions into one block of code. So we'll be able to process more data more rapidly. So those are two things, proof of stake and segregated witness, that are going to make QTUM a faster processing cryptocurrency. Add on to that it's also going to be Lightning compatible. Let me give you a quick rundown on what Lightning means, because you may have heard this term, and it's actually something that's quite significant that will speed up a lot of these computations. So when you want to create a Lightning contract with somebody, you basically open up a Lightning wallet between you guys. It's like a ledger, and you put in a certain amount of money, and the other party may or may not put in any amount of money. So you're going to create a contract between you and your landlord, for example, or you and a store that you frequently shop at. Let's use a store example. So think of it as kind of like opening up a gift card account, and you're going to put in $100 because you frequent this restaurant, and they take your cryptocurrency. Let's just hypothetically say that. And every time you go there, you spend about $10. So rather than create 10 different contracts, one for each transaction that you go in there, you set up a Lightning wallet, a Lightning ledger. And then every time you go from one side of the ledger to the other, you move $10 into their side of it. And at any given time, any party, you or them, can cancel the contract or claim the contract, and it cashes out and will return either the unused portions back to you and the claimed portions back to them, depending on whatever side's on the ledger. So the miners out there don't have to compute every back and forth transaction. You and I can go into the ledger and virtually change the balances that are due back and forth at a moment's notice as many times as we want. When we're ready to settle that, we just send the contract in, whether we used it all or not, and those balances are then debited to each of our wallets as designed. So we combine Lightning, Proof of Stake, and Segregated Witness, and QTUM is set to pretty much take things on, especially given the fact that it's on a Bitcoin core with smart contract capability, which means that you can build applications on it. And these applications with the x86 machine capabilities are going to be mobile friendly, as well as Internet of Things capable. So think of smart devices like your printer, maybe a smart refrigerator if you're one of the many few that have the ability to watch television or the internet, browse the internet on the refrigerator. Kind of silly, but smart TVs, that's another common application, or smart watches. Even things like your Nest thermostat, if you have one of those, or your garage door opener that's internet capable, so you can open and close your garage door, or remote start your vehicle. So who knows what type of applications are going to be built, but VView seems to be one of the few, or one of the first, that's going to be built on QTUM technology, and that's doing its ICO right now, which is part of what's driving the value of it. Then you add in some really significant endorsements here. You've got Bo Shen, who's the managing partner of Fumbushi Capital, giving them an endorsement or a quote. Then you've got Anthony DiOrio, who's one of the founders of Ethereum, as well as Roger Ver, who's the world's first major investor in Bitcoin startups, aka Bitcoin Jesus. So these three people are being quoted on the website as giving props to the QTUM team and the QTUM product. I'll spare you the video, but if you want to watch a really quick explainer video, it's about 1.5 minutes, you can see that on the QTUM website. So this is like the dream team here, not necessarily the people that are on the actual team, but the dream team in the sense of the technologies that are coming together in QTUM that make it a really appealing cryptocurrency for those that are looking to build applications. It's really a rat race right now in terms of whose platform is going to become one of the first mainstream adopted blockchain technologies that gets adapted by major businesses. So right now we're in that VHS beta, HD, DVD, Blu-ray type of race, where a lot of these businesses are looking to compete with each other in order to earn a market share of business development applications. And QTUM is one of those that's actually poised to become a major player. So in day-to-day businesses, we might be seeing people building open source applications of which they can share their concepts with each other and produce things that solve problems for everyday users. Go ahead and comment below what your thoughts on QTUM are. Did you actually have a position in them before they had their moonshot here? And then where do you project them being before the end of the year? Let's keep it real short on our time projections. So like in the next 2 weeks, where do you guys see QTUM going? Is it going to plateau, or is it going to hit the $100 mark? You know, I'm not personally invested in QTUM, actually. Just to give you guys a disclaimer, I do hold a pretty successful portfolio, of which I've been very grateful for. But, you know, in hindsight, QTUM would have been something to jump on back in November 16th when Jeff made that video. So we'll have to congratulate him on being one that saw this coming long ahead of time. But that's part of what he's known for. But anyways, you know, check out their website, check out their tech. You know, stay tuned and keep your eye out. If you guys know of any other cryptocurrencies that are getting prepared for a moonshot that have super great technology like this, go ahead and comment them below. Let us know what it is so we can check it out. And let's try to talk about these again before they go big time. This is Steve signing off from AltCoin Buzz.